Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Elmer and today we're going to be covering some UEFA content. Glad to say that UEFA Champions League football is back. So we're going to be covering the round of 16, team selection, how I'm going to be line up for round of 16. This is not the final team, it might change before the deadline, but for now this is the team I'm looking at. But before I get into that, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe, and of course if you enjoy the content, make sure you leave a like on the video. It really helps out the channel. So first we're going to start off with the defenders for the round of 16. These are the players I've gone for. So in goal you're going to be having Kepa and Onana. I know that Kepa is not having the Chelsea are not playing really well, so it's more likely that Dortmund might score against Chelsea. But I've gone for him just because he plays fast, and you never know what might happen in that fixture. Then you have there Onana, as I mentioned, from Inter. They have a relatively easy fixture against Porto, so I think it's a nice option to have in there, especially for his price and just mostly the opposition that they're going to be facing. Then you have Guerrero there for Dortmund. He's very cheap for Dortmund, 4.7 million. So I think it's a decent shout to have in there against Chelsea, who are not looking really good defensively. So I think that Guerrero, I hope that Dortmund can be able to exploit that. Then you have Grimaldo. I think Benfica have the easiest fixture on paper, and I think if you can, you should go for as many Benfica players as possible. But for me, I think I'm going to go for Grimaldo at that left back position. He's been playing really well in the league for Benfica, and I'm sure he's going to keep on performing. Then you have Cancelo, who's moved on to Bayern Munich, but they're playing PSG. But I just think that Cancelo is really good in that position, flying up the flanks and bringing those attacking returns. That's why I think I'm going to be going for him. Then you have Simakan from Leipzig. I know they also have a tough fixture against Man City, but I think he's a decent option to have him there just for the price of 4.8 million. I think is a decent option. Then to finish off the defense, we have Di Lorenzo from Napoli. They also have a relatively easy fixture, so I think you can also target the Napoli players as much as possible, because I think they just have that one of the easiest fixtures in this round of 16. And Napoli are absolutely flying at the moment. They're not losing games, they're scoring a lot of goals. I think that's how I'm going to go to Di Lorenzo. So this is the midfield, and now we can move on to the midfielders. So for the midfielder, they're going to be having Musiala. As I've mentioned, for Cancelo, they're playing a very strong PSG team, but PSG are not really strong defensively. They look a little bit shaky. They conceded three during the weekend, and so I think that Bayern might have a chance to exploit that weakness in the PSG team. Then you have Vinicius Junior there. I think he's the best Real Madrid player to have, because I think he's the most nailed on, because the likes of Benzema, Asensio, not starting a lot of matches in those attacking positions, and that's why I think I've gone for Vinicius Junior. Valverde is also a good shout for a cheap option. Maybe starting Valverde, then boosting either Guerrero or Simakan can be a really good option. But for now, I think I'm going to go for Vinicius. Then you have Bellingham, who they play Chelsea. As I mentioned, Chelsea have been looking very shaky defensively, and Bellingham has been looking very good for Dortmund of late. And I think he's just the main player for them, and I would definitely go for him. He was looking for any Dortmund players. Then you have Kvaratskhelia there from Napoli. As I mentioned, they have relatively easy fixtures, and I think he's a decent option to go for. He's been looking very good for Napoli. I think he scored like 2 goals last weekend, so I think he's a very decent option to have in there. Then you have Salah there. They're playing Real Madrid. Real Madrid are not very good defensively this season. They've been conceding a lot of goals, so I think that I hope that Liverpool can be able to exploit that, and I'm sure they're going to go on a revenge mission after they lost during the finals of their last year's Champions League. So I think that Salah will be a very pivotal figure in that fixture, and I hope that he will be able to perform really well. And then now we can move on to the forwards. We're going to be having Mbappe there. We all know how Mbappe is, and also we're going to be having Messi. We also know how Messi can perform in big matches. And I think that's why I've gone for the PSG duo. I know they play Bayern Munich, but I think with these two guys up front, there's always a goal likely to happen from somewhere, and that's why I've gone for Messi and Mbappe. There's a slight chance, if we hear more about the injury news for Haaland, that I might try to sneak him into the team ahead of Messi, and look for fans from somewhere around the other parts of the team. But for now, I've gone for Mbappe, Messi, and then I have gone for Osimhen from Napoli, and I think he's very good. He's been scoring goals for fun in Serie A. Napoli are flying in the league, and I'm sure they're going to be flying in the Champions League as well. And so that's why I've gone for Osimhen as well. And that is the fourth. That is the full lineup for round of 16 as of now. Before maybe I might make some changes here and there. And to finish off the video, this is how the team is going to be lining up. This is mostly dependent on the days that the games are going to be played. So the starting 11, mostly the players who are going to be playing this Tuesday and Wednesday. Then guys on the bench are mostly from the other week, where they're going to be playing the round of 16 still, before we get the transfer window before the second legs of the round of 16. So this is the team right now, and I hope that we'll be able to perform as we try to raise up the ranks when we get the top 1000. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you have enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.